welcome to my channel. My name's Andrea the Cumbrian Crafter. I've come on today to show you all of the fodder that I've been making. I have been posting over on Instagram, so for people who don't see my Instagram posts here over on YouTube, I thought I would just go through everything that I've made in the last few weeks. I've been following Marcee's Fodder Friday, Marcee, who is the Cranky Crafter. I'll leave Marcee linked in the description box down below. She's over here on YouTube. Every Friday she does some wonderful fodder, all different things, animals, flowers, feathers, trees, but she's done a lot. And I only discovered Marcee a couple of months ago, so I've gone back in her YouTube catalogue of her playlist for Fodder Friday, and I took it upon myself to go through each Friday and make a little bit of fodder from each of her videos, and I've really enjoyed it. I've bought some new watercolour paints and some new brushes. I love watercolour. I love playing with the paints to see what they can do, and I thought, well, I'll just, for a little reference for myself, I'll come on here and show everything that I've made. I am going to put it all, or attempt to put it all, in my little folder, which I did show in a video not that long ago, but it's not all going to fit in here, so I'm either going to have to make some more signatures or think of a bigger folder to keep it all. But I'll show you what I've been making. So these won't be in any order, but I'll start with the trees. I've only made 3 trees. So all of these instructional videos to make these pieces of fodder will be on Marcee's channel, but these were made using the ends of cotton buds. So I thought I'll go with an autumn theme, and I'm hoping to use these in some autumn crafting very soon. So I've got 3 of those. I've used some gold paint as well as orange and red and yellow. This is just a marker pen. Marcee did use a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, but I thought, well, I wanted to use a brown pen for that. And then we've got some flowers. The majority of these are the same as what Marcee made. The sort of daisies, but then I've done a couple with a sort of different shaped leaf. They were really fun to make. And then I've got these flowers here. I've done quite a few of those. So they were lovely to make as well. And then there's lots of animals. These I think are probably my favourite. So I'll start with the butterflies. I've only got 4 of the butterflies. And then we've got chickens. We made chickens, and I think these are so cute, really funny. All the different expressions and the way they're standing. So that one looks like he's running. And that one as well. Just experimenting with the paints and using one of the fine line pens, the Staedtler ones. So I just use usually the 0.2 to go around the edge. And I use also sort of gold and white pens as well. And then we've got some birds. I like these as well. And the little knobbly knees on some of them. And then a couple of sausage dogs. I didn't get on with making those as well. I couldn't get the shape right, so I just made 2 of those. I will go back and practice those a little bit more, I think. And then we've got fish. It's like a puffer fish. So you've got sideways and then front on there like that. Really like those. And we've got some cats. I have made cats before. I think I've already got some cats in my folder, but these are cute. And then we've got snails, another one of my favourite. So some of these are made on different paper. This was proper watercolour paper, which I didn't get on as well with. I think it was a cheap brand. So I just went back to using normal white paper. I find, for me, it works fine. Some of the more recent things I've made, I've used a different paper. Like, what's this one? Which I don't think it's it isn't a watercolour paper, but this one, the vellum surface, this was quite expensive, but this works well. But yeah, the snails are really cute. Lots of different faces on there. And then last of the animals, we've got 3 frogs. I did run out of time there. Marcee did do a frog that was sort of leaping with his arms up in the air, which I wanted to do, but I didn't get time. So I thought, well, for now, I'll just do the 3. So those were the animals. And then I've got 3 feathers. And that one's got sort of a shimmer. I used some different watercolour paints for that. Just a white pen there to add the spots, and a black pen. I think that was actually a Posca pen on that one, white Posca there. That was the feathers, and then we had some flower ladies. These were fun. Now the painty papers here, these ones were from Marcee over on Instagram. I used some of her painty papers to make the ladies' bodies. Now these were actually made using the Derwent watercolour pencils. So I do have those in my stash, so I was able to get those out and use the same set that Marcee used. It's a long time since I've used those actually, and they are really fun to use. And then there's a couple of things a little bit different for me. Was these little discs. I'd never made anything like that before, so I'd made a painty background and then just cut those out and stamped on those. All different, and then some white splatters on some of them, so they were fun to make. I'm not sure what I would use them for, but they're great to have in my stash. I'm sure they will come in useful for something. And then last but not least, I've got a snippet roll. This was fun as well, so I've just used some Amazon packaging and just some paper. It was like a paper bag type parcel that you get, and I've just went into my scraps box and ripped up some pieces of card, patterned card, and then stuck those down, and then I inked with vintage photo around the outside, done some stamping, some circles, and then I just went mad on the sewing machine and just experimented with all the different zigzag stitches that my machine does, not really thinking too much about it. I didn't want it to be tidy in any way. And then I've got some gold splatters on there as well. So there we go. So yes, I've been very busy having a play, and I've really enjoyed it, but all of this isn't going to fit in here, so I'm going to have to think of how I'm going to store it all. But I really must start using it as well. I'm looking forward to putting little things that can go on tags or ATCs or cards. I'm sure they'll be quite versatile. But most of all, thank you to Marcee for her lovely series. It's an ongoing series. There will be more Fodder Fridays, I'm sure. As long as we keep giving us suggestions, she'll keep coming up with the videos. So I'm looking forward to the next one. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.